Alright, what we got ourselves here is the 435i that I'm going to be working on. We've done a lot of mods to it. It's running full bolt-ons. We're going to be moving on to e85. We're going to be taking off the intake manifold and doing a walnut blast and putting in the new spool performance fuel pump. So here's, we're going to be installing this for the e85. Alright, and then we got some gaskets for the intake manifold when we do the walnut blast if needed. We got our fuel pump over here, upgraded fuel pump, filter, and some lines that we have yet to figure out how exactly they go or if they go. And no instructions as always from all these manufacturers. Alright, as you can see, we got it all covered up. We took out the cal pieces. Next gonna be taking off removing all the wires, disconnecting from the DME, disconnecting the charge pipe, and then getting that intake manifold off. I'm not gonna disconnect the battery because I use the battery to jump the starter to close the valves. I've done that several times, every time on these models, make some models, on the n55 motor, n54 motors. Alright, so we got the intake manifold off, all the wires out of the way. So this is the fuel pump. We're gonna be switching over to the spool performance. And I'm thinking most of the lines are going to be gone from here. And I got all the valves closed pretty much. It's like cylinder 1 here. Cylinder 2 should be open as always. Cylinder 3, we have cylinder 3 here. Let me get you better right there. Here we go. Okay, so we got cylinder 1, cylinder 2 is open, cylinder 3. They don't look too bad, but since we're going E85, it's you know, it's better. Might as well do it right now since we're here. I use this jumper right here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I use the jumper right here to jump the starter to close the valves. And then once I do cylinder 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll come back, close number 2 and do that one. So we're gonna start walnut blasting and I'll show you after. Alright, so I got my system set up. I got my walnut blaster right here. It's got all the walnut shells in there. I got my blasting wand. I have a separate air line for my air, and then I have the vacuum attachment for the intake. And I'm using a 15-gallon compressor, and that's about it. This is an n55, which is not as bad as the n54s. These are much better. Since we're going to be running E85, it's better to do it now than later, so you don't have to worry about it. Open it one time. We're going to be changing, like I said, the fuel pump, upgrading that. So since we're here, we're just going to knock it out right at once. All right, quick tip for somebody who wants to do this on their own, especially on the n54 motor. You know, I've done so many of these. You could use CRC, the carb cleaner, whatever, right? So what I've done is I just use the regular gas, you know, regular fuel that you put in your car. I put it in there, let it sit on there for a little while, let it kind of cut the carbon off of there, and then I want to blast it. You know, for this one's n55, so it's not as bad as some of them, like the n54. So that's a quick tip right there if you want to do it yourself at home or something like that. Put a little fuel in there and break up the carbon. Alright, so I got this line out here from your fuel rail to the OEM fuel pump. You get that one out, you're going to need a 17mm wrench. You're going to have a 1, 2, and then you're going to have one right here too that you're going to need to take out. Alright, and then you're going to need a 13mm socket that holds these two lines up down here behind this plastic piece. You have to pry it up, pry it forward. You could use a flat screwdriver and it'll pry this forward. Get them brackets off right there, and then you got this line free. Okay, free to remove this whole thing right there. Be careful, don't touch the starter or nothing, might short a little bit since the battery's still hooked up. And then so this one is gonna go from your rail to your pump, and then this one is gonna go to your new filter. I'm assuming from here all this way down. Okay, right there. It's gonna go down, and then you're gonna have this one that's gonna go on the back side of the new spool filter. So I'm gonna install those and come back to you guys. So this hose was going up, laying on top of that piece of metal right there. This is the fuel line. We're gonna pull this one out. It's a press fit, and then we're just gonna put this filter instead of it, and the same thing is gonna go up there. We just have to find a good place to put this fuel filter that they supply us with, and you have to make sure the flow is pointing up, so that's the direction of the flow. And we just need to mount this thing somewhere, I guess ourselves, so it doesn't rattle or make any noise. All right, everything's buttoned up. We're gonna do our start right now. We got the fuel pump in there. You might be able to see right there. You got your fuel filter right down there. Next, we're gonna install this bootmod right here to run flex fuel. Should be fairly easy. All right, so we remove the stock line, OEM line, and we put it in over here, and we put the line from the bootmod sensor over here. We got the wire running through here. We sliced it into there, and now we just have to find the EKP module, which is hidden right back here. We have to remove this somehow, and then we could plug that in.